This user wanted to get the median value out of the top 10 values in a column. Specifically, they've asked for a formula for the median of the top 10 in a column without rearranging, saying I need a formula for finding the median of the top 10 in a column regardless of position. I have a list of statistics for sports. I want to find the median for the top 10 of multiple columns without rearranging every single column because each row is connected to the player's name. And all players are not the best in every statistic, but I want the top 10 median in each stat across the board, not just the top 10 median for whoever is top 10 in one stat. Okay, so they need the columns to stay as they are and then extract the top 10 values and then get the median thereof. Let's take a look. Here is my copy of the spreadsheet that the user provided. Now, to be clear, I am not a sports person. I don't know what any of these different abbreviations mean. I'm assuming they're different statistics for this kind of sport. Sorry, I don't know. But for purposes of making the median of the top 10, I don't need to know. We can just work on the data. So they want the top 10 from each of these columns and the median of each of those values. Okay, so let's just start here on EFG percentage. I've actually already gone ahead and copied over those different headers so I can create each of these properly. And to make this easier, I'm going to hide these columns so that we can see my output area and the data set. First thing I'm going to do is the SORTN function. This function is perfect for this use case. It says that it returns the first n items in a data set after sorting the rows. Perfect. So we want the top 10. So we want to sort it and then return the first 10 items. Let's do this for column B2 through B. N is the number of items to return. That we've already said is 10. Display ties mode doesn't matter. It's optional and isn't going to really matter in this kind of set, especially because we're returning 10 different items. Sort column is important. We're going to return column 1. There's only one column, but we do need to say we're sorting on column 1. And then is ascending. This is going to say, are we going from smallest to largest? That would be ascending. Or largest to smallest? That would be descending. That's what we want to do for the top 10. But I have to return it in terms of, is it ascending, yes or no? That's going to be false or 0. I think is easier to work with. All right, so here's my top 10. Okay, now the median is the middle value. If there were an odd number of items, that's really easy. If there were 9 items, I would just take the fifth, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That would be my median. With an even number of items, the median is calculated as the average of the middle 2. So we would actually be looking at this M6 plus M7, that is the 5th and 6th element, divided by 2. That would give us 0.586. Instead of having to calculate that manually though, or needing to somehow extract these values out of this returned array, I can actually use the median function, which simply returns the median value in a numeric data set. And we can see that that also returns exactly what we just tested, 0.586. Now I'm going to copy this over across all of these columns. And so this one is going for column B, column C, column D, getting the top 10, and then returning the median of that value, of that set. Instead of copying this all the way over, we could also use a BYCOL LAMBDA function. So let me copy our useful function, and then I'm going to do here BYCOL, and this is going to be B2 through, let's see, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K. All right, so that's going to be B2 through K. I only had to count because I have those other columns hidden. Lambda, I'm going to call that stat. And then in here, I'm going to do that median SORTN function. And instead of the range being B2 through B, that is going to be stat. And that returns exactly the same thing. It performs that same median SORTN formula across every column B through K, and returns all of them without having to type that out or calculate it each time. So I hope that's helpful. I thought it was super fun figuring out how to get the median of a top 10. It could also be of the lower 10, however you want that to work. And then 2 different ways you can either copy and drag this across, or we can use the lambda functions to carry this across the columns. Thanks for watching.